This is Tim Hickey, American by birth, Irish by choice, big fan of whiskey, marijuana and drums. This is his story.
So did you spend all your life in New Jersey?
Well, I was born in New Jersey, born in Neptune, actually.
Neptune, what is Neptune?
Neptune, it's the name of the town.
Oh, right.
It's also a planet, but and I am a registered alien, so.
Yeah.
It's actually the same hospital Jack Nicholson was born.
Serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Jack Nicholson, Kevin Smith.
Everybody is from New Jersey. The list is like endless. But he used to be a lifeguard, Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson? Where, New Jersey?
In Bradley Beach, it's next town down from Neptune. But it was strange because he used to, as he was a lifeguard, he'd have sunglasses and a big trench coat on the beach, like boiling hot, because he had to look cool, even though he was a lifeguard. So if anybody was actually drowning, you have to like throw everything off and hop in. And actually, when he was working as lifeguard, he met Cesar Romero, who was the original Joker from the Batman series.
From the 60s, yeah.
Yeah, that's strange because that was like his big thing, and decided to become an actor and all this, but he ended up playing the Joker himself.
Yeah, he did.
Which was kind of strange.
So how it was growing up in New Jersey?
Well, I moved, my parents got divorced when I was about 3 months. My father took my mother out to California because it was the hip thing to do in 1970, I guess. And he actually knew that he was going to divorce her, and the divorce laws are better. My dad was broke growing up. My mom had a few bucks, so he basically was taking advantage of it. And so when he got there, she had to like actually give him everything, and ended up. So I lived in California for a few years, and then we kind of slowly made our way back to New Jersey, and lived in several different places on the way, in Indiana and Ohio and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, I was back in, when was it, 2003, and I went back because I had a doctor tell me that I was dying. I have a bad liver, and basically they said that if I quit drinking, I would live, but like not very long. They said if I continued drinking, I could die in like 8 weeks. So I kind of waited up, and I decided I'd go home and say goodbye, but I figured I could sit at home for a year and do nothing, and not drink and all this, and not be social, or I could kind of go and see everybody. But the thing is that was several years ago, and I'm still kicking. So I don't know if that was the case or not. I went to 3 different doctors, and they told me the same thing. They said they give you, well, they're actually not supposed to give it to you. There's a readout, and there's reference levels, and it's all different things, like when they do the blood tests. And I can't think of some of the names of them now, but the reference levels were basically if it's between 11 and 55. Anything below 11 is bad. Anything above 65 or 55 is bad. Mine was 650. So the doctor called me up at home. I didn't actually have an appointment, and he rang me from his house at 10 o'clock at night. I was actually at the bar across the road. My mom had to come get me and said that I had to go to the doctor the next day. So, and that it was not good news. He couldn't tell her obviously what was going on. And I went in, and he gets the readout, and all he said was, "Oh my God!" They put me in the hospital immediately, and wouldn't let me go home. I think he thought that if I went home, I might not get back to the hospital. So, yeah.
How old are you, anyway?
37, actually.
37?
Yeah. I never thought I'd make 37. I was told I wouldn't make 37. When I turned 30, I was with a friend of mine, and at midnight, when I turned 30, I said, you know, I never thought I'd make it this far. And he's like, oh, Tim, I always knew you would, I always knew you would. And then he's like, not much longer, but 30, yeah, 30, 32, maybe not.
Including what doctor says, it's a miracle, isn't it?
Well, yeah. I was actually, see, when I was in the States, I actually hadn't been to the doctor in about 15 years or so. Because I actually couldn't afford to go to the doctor, which is strange. I didn't have insurance, and if you don't have insurance in America, it's all very expensive. And it's actually, strange enough, it's actually more expensive if you don't have insurance. If you have insurance, they only charge you a little bit. This doesn't make any sense, but if you're poor and you can't afford insurance, they charge more. But that's America for it. It's just one of those things that doesn't make sense, but you know, the poor always sort of get a bed. There's something like, I think it's 70 million people in America without any form of insurance at all. 70 million is a lot of people that, like, if they got hit by a car, would be in trouble. When I broke my arm when I was young, first of all, they were scared to take me up to the hospital. Finally, a neighbor, and it was sort of a remote place, and we had some guy from down the road. Nobody there would take me, and there wasn't really an adult there, I don't think. Again, I was 7, I probably should have been, but finally found someone down the road, and it was in serious shape. Like, it was really a really bad break.
Stuff.
Yeah, and it did look bad, because, like, again, like I said, the bones were sort of poking out of this. Actually, my arm's kind of weird, a bit funky.
Weird shape, yeah.
It's a bit funky. But actually, I met some girl, and I was telling her about this, and she's like, yeah, same thing happened to me, and I fell out of a tree, too. And she's like, look at this. And I said, look at this. And she's like, woo! Well, anyway, so I finally get to the hospital, and they wouldn't take me, even though I was in really bad shape, because they couldn't confirm that I had insurance or didn't have insurance. 7 years old, as opposed to treating me and working out the insurance later, they had to make sure that they were going to get paid. So they stuck me on a trolley. Again, I know this happens in Ireland quite a bit, getting stuck on trolleys, but in America, you pay so much for healthcare and to be taken care of. And I actually did have insurance, but until they could kind of figure it out, they kept me on a trolley for like a day. And I remember being 7 years old and being in so much pain that, like, I would be passing out and waking up and passing out and waking up and passing out. And they finally got a hold of my mother, and she had her insurance card, and then they're like, oh, okay, yeah, no problem, yeah, do whatever for me. But I think that's terrible.
It's very terrible.
Yeah. Basically, like, in America before I came here, if I were to get hit by a car, they'd have to sort out the insurance first, and then find out where the money's coming from first. Yeah.
So what about?
I just think they're, again, the richest country in the entire world, you know, and a 7-year-old. I mean, come on. Got kicked out of school the day before. I really didn't do it. And the person, I was going to Catholic school at the time, and there was none that had it in for me, because I had come to that school from another school, and they're not supposed to take you into a Catholic school when you're a certain age, after a certain age, because I think they figure that you've already sort of seen other things and you might be a bad influence on the rest of the kids. You know?
Alright.
But, and looking back, maybe I was a bad influence on some of the kids. She was looking for a reason to kick me out. Somebody had vandalized something. I wasn't even there. She blamed me, but it was just an excuse. The thing is the kid that actually did it admitted to it, and even came in with his mother and admitted to it. And she said that they were just being a good Catholic, you know, trying to stick up for me and all this because he's such a good Catholic, basically. So she had me off, kicked me out, and actually the same nun kicked Bruce Springsteen out. He used to get beat up. He used to, like, stick him in garbage cans and roll him down the road. And so basically he was getting beat up, and she threw him out for getting beat up because he was stirring up trouble, but I think she just didn't like the hair.
Please don't ask me what I'm thinking, 'cause I don't think at all. You wanna know how far I'm sinking? Come up and watch me fall. I don't care and it don't matter, it don't bother me at all. No, I don't care and it don't matter.
so many people don't like Bush or his politicals, why they are not doing nothing in America? They are not making some strike, not making some pickets, some like, you know.
Well, because people were afraid up until now. Afraid. And again, this is not supposed to happen in
Country of freedom.
yeah, you know, land of the free and all this, but land of the free. And it's strange. It's really bad now because I had sort of questions about it before. Like one of the reasons I came to Ireland was I wasn't a big fan of foreign policy or some of the things. I think the land of the free, it's not so free. It's land of the rich and all this kind of stuff, and it's really materialistic. And in America, they keep you sort of happy with stuff, so you don't ask questions, and you think, well, we're better than everybody else. We got it going on. You know? Everything's cool.
So how
They give you enough channels of TV, and like you're not bothered with politics or what's going on in the country, and you really don't think about what's going on in the rest of the world. You know, because America's a fairly big place, so there's something like it's only 14% of Americans actually hold passports,
14% of Americans just.
which I find bizarre. But
And how many people lives in America?
like 280 million. Although I think it actually might have gone to 3 million recently. There was a big number that I think it's actually 300 million now.
What about the guns? Like you can see that
Guns everywhere.
everyone can buy guns later.
There's a clock in New York. Not a clock. It's a thing that just runs numbers, and it's all people being shot. But it's just people are shot like every minute. There's actually between 3 and 5-year-olds are shot. 3 years old and 5 years olds are shot like every few minutes in America. But just like through, you know, like their little brother finding like their father's gun and be like, ooh, bang bang, whoops. You know, this sort of stuff happens all the time. And guns are everywhere. And I've been against it for a long time. It's very un-American to be against guns, and they'll tell you that. And it's very strange because in the Constitution there's a thing that says there's the right to bear arms. And when that was written, it was actually when the British were there. That's one that Americans hang on to with both hands, but with things like free speech and all this kind of gets tossed out the window. Like it's meant to be this way and that way. It rarely works out. The one that sticks, though, is the right to bear arms, even though that it's not relevant to what's now. But the thing is, because the country's flooded with guns and everybody has them, they say that, like in Florida, they just passed a thing. It's Jebediah Bush, Bush's brother, passed a law, and you're not going to believe this, but this is actually true. Look it up. It's absolutely totally true. But in Florida now, you can actually, if you feel threatened by someone, you can shoot them and kill them on the street, in your house. You've always been able to kill people in your house. If someone comes in your house, you can kill them. Ask questions later. If you come in my house is my castle, blah, blah, blah. I shoot you. But now in Florida, and what Jebediah Bush said is that it was the only sensible thing to do. And it's because there's so many guns, so their answer to, well, there's a gun problem is we need more guns, so the people that, the good people should have guns too, that way they can protect themselves from the bad people that have guns. I don't know. I'm not into guns myself. My father was, and my father's family was, and actually, like, we learned to shoot when we were young because where he's from, in the Midwest, that's what
Normal
you do.
thing, yeah.
It's totally normal thing. It's what you do. And I was always against it, but the thing is when I was 10, John Lennon was shot, and 10 years old, I was the biggest John Lennon fan. Gun lobbyists say guns don't kill people. People kill people. And that makes sense, but the thing is, I think that people with guns kill a lot more people. Like you don't hear about like drive-by stabbings. You know? It just doesn't happen. You don't go by and go like on your way down. It just doesn't happen. You know. But the thing is like Bush has been a gun lobbyist, and before he was president, one of the reasons I didn't want him to be president was the NRA. That's the National Rifle Association in America, which controls politics quite a bit, and they had told all their members and I have lots of friends that are members, and actually most of my friends would be against my sort of views on this. They're pro-guns and they think it's great and all this. They said that their headquarters would be the White House if Bush got in.
What about the booze? Like in here, in Poland, I presume in most countries, 18 is the age when you can start drinking. Like in the States, it's 21, isn't it?
It's 21. It's 21. I think the whole thing's pretty silly that, you know, in America, you can go and be a soldier and kill people and put your life on the line and actually do that. You can go serve in the army for a couple of years and you come back and you can't actually have a pint. You can't legally have a beer. And if you do,
you're going to army when you're 18, isn't it? You
18?
can go.
Yeah. You can't have sex. You can't have a pint, but you can kill people, and you can be killed. And we can make that decision for you without you thinking about it at all. It just doesn't make sense. And I mean, not that having beer is the best thing, but I'll tell you what. Like, if I served in the army and put my life on the line for the country, and I came home and I couldn't have a beer, I'd be pissed off.
Still trying to find out where I've been. Focus says rain, but it's snowing, baby. It's happening all over again. And oh, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? I said, yeah, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? Children, they come first. Beggars and thieves, they are next. And junkies on drugs from the border. And I can't decide which is best. But oh, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? I said, yeah, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? I said, oh, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? I said, no, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? Yeah. Oh, yeah. The easy way. Entrance and exit the same. And everybody's putting it down to bad luck, 'cause nobody's taking the blame. Oh, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? I said, yeah, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? Can you see the mess I'm in? I said, yeah, mama, can you see the mess I'm in? Yeah, 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 yeah. The mess I'm in. The mess I'm in. The mess I'm in. Can you feel, can you taste, can you touch the mess I'm in?
I know that you have a band in here. What is the name of the band? Do you have official name?
The name of the band is The Exhausted. The Exhausted, but the thing is
The Exhausted, yeah?
yeah, but the thing is like we usually play until we're exhausted, so it's like that's where it came from, I suppose. And
This is life. Yeah. So what kind of music you are playing?
It's really strange because everybody in the band's into different stuff, and I think it comes out something like Pearl Jam a bit because the singer, I think, thinks he's Eddie Vedder on occasion. You saw him last night, and he wasn't in his Eddie Vedder stage, but he used to think he was Jim Morrison. I think it's better that he thinks he's Eddie Vedder now.
I mean, Timmy too.
Timmy too. Yeah.
He's a singer.
He's actually an amazing singer, and he's even better at harmonica, which he does on occasion. But he's got loads of my. Actually, I gave him a Russian one.
What kind of drinks you like?
I'm a whiskey drinker. I've gotten myself in trouble with whiskey a few times. I overdosed on whiskey and ended up in the hospital a couple times. But actually, when I was very young, I think I told you this once before. I was babysitting one time and
Yeah.
swallowed my tongue nearly. They had to actually stick their hand in my throat, pull it back. But not a nice thing. I was comatose for a couple of days and finally came to. And again, I was like 13 or 14, and I remember when I got out, I hadn't actually had solid foods in a really long time, and I went to Burger King and got a Whopper. I thought this would be the best thing in the entire world, and my stomach was still messed up. I was still shaking. This is a week later. That's how bad I was. But I poured a glass of milk thinking it would settle the stomach and sort of coat it and be okay for the thing coming down. Well, the strange thing was when I went to take a sip of the milk, it smelt and tasted like whiskey. And like I got sick and made me gag, but it was milk. But I still had the whiskey thing in my head or something, I don't know. So I couldn't eat the Whopper, which I was like dying for 2 weeks. But, you know, you live and learn. Although I didn't live and learn because I did it again 6 months later. But
So why whiskey?
the reason I drink whiskey is because I have no patience at all. And it takes me a whole lot of beer to get drunk. And I don't have the patience to wait around.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though you're having fun drinking a few pints, and you know, the whiskey kind of gets you to where you're going quicker. You know?
What about vodka? I can do the same.
For me, it reminds me of high school. It reminds me of getting in trouble. And
What kind of music you're listening? Because like you are playing per jam. Is it very similar to this what you are playing?
the music that the band's playing comes out like Pearl Jam, but maybe a little bit heavier. It's actually really heavy. The guitar player is into super heavy stuff, where the rest of the band, we're all older. He's 10 years younger at least than anyone in the band. But I think it's the only thing that we all sort of could compromise on, because like he wants to do sort of like death metal stuff and like real, which the other guys really don't want to do. The first band I was in actually was a punk band, as you do, I suppose, but it's called Bloody Urine.
Bloody Urine.
Yeah. I was 13, I think, but seemed like an appropriate name at the time. I don't know why, but it was Bloody Urine, and I think because at the time the most disgusting name was like the best name. You know, like the more disgusting you can be, like absolutely something horrible. And Bloody Urine seemed pretty horrible, I suppose. Then I was in a metal band for quite a while, and we did covers. We did like Metallica and Iron Maiden and stuff. And the name of the band, looking back, was pretty horrible. And I think there's 50 other bands called this now, but it was Fallen Angel. But again, you have to remember this is '84. Since '84, there's probably been 50 million Fallen Angel.
Yeah.
So we actually had to change it to Hellraiser. But like, yeah, but not Razor, but Hellraiser, like our razor blade. We're tough. We'll kick your ass.
What about the drugs? Is that a big thing in your life?
Drugs?
Yeah.
Well, I've been smoking pot since I was 10, and actually very proud of it, and always told even all the wrong people that I did it because it was something I believed in. I always told my mom from day one, so this is what I do. You know, you can like it or not like it, but you know, it is what I do. It's because I think pot's alright, you know. This is the really bad thing. Not the same numbers, but that drink is evil and horrible and everything, but I'm absolutely addicted and have an absolute love affair with alcohol. But I know how fucking horrible it is. I'll tell you, it's done horrible things to me, and I've seen it do horrible things to many people. But I actually believe in cannabis 100%. As far as like they used to say that I went too far and said like, oh well, it does this and does that. Well, the only thing I can say now is that it doesn't do this and doesn't do that. It's not addictive. They say it's psychologically addictive, but what they mean by that is that like something that you enjoy and you get into a ritual, you do, but it could be anything to that extent. They've been trying to write it off for years and years and years. For it actually, originally in America, they tried to get rid of pot because it was something that the foreigners coming in, the lesser people like the Mexicans, it's a Mexican thing, it was a black thing, it was that, and they thought that it would entice the white women to you know, like with jazz music and all this, like have a reefer, and they're gonna sleep with black guys and all this kind of stuff, and that's why it had to be stamped out originally. It's meant to be this big evil thing. It's not a big evil thing. Alcohol is a big evil thing. The government makes tons of money off it.
In the middle of a daydream, baby. In the middle of a shakedown, baby. In the middle of the night, drives me crazy, yes it does. In the middle of a nightmare, can wake up. In the middle of a daydream, can't wake up. In the middle of the night, I can't get to sleep. Gotta get this right. Gotta get this right now. Right now. I've gone to V where they're shooting at each other. Stranger, enemy, friend, and a lover. It's time for you and me to run and duck for cover. Yes, it is. How'd you know I was thinking about that? I don't even know where it's at. Mind me, I'm a crazy old cat. Gotta get this right. I've gotta get this right now. Right now. I've gotta get this right. I've gotta get this right now. Gotta get this right now. It should be getting easier. It should be getting easier. It's harder it gets. Harder it gets. It should be really simple. It seems nice and simple. There's chaos in here, yeah. There's chaos in here, yeah. Should've known that you'd never come back. Should've known that I never would crack. And all the things that you said that I lacked, I found. and all the times that I got in your way, and all the things that I never did say. I'd like to say I miss you anyway. I really do, really do. You gotta get this right. You gotta get this right now. You gotta get this right now. You gotta get this right. You gotta get this right now. We 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 gotta get this right now. Gotta get this right now. We gotta get this right now.
How long you're trying to get a citizenship in here? You're in here what, in Ireland? 15 years, isn't it?
No, I didn't try for
Alright.
a long time. I broke the law.
Did ya?
Yeah, imagine that. But I didn't like mean harm or nothing. I just I had come to Ireland, came for Christmas, and I was here for 10 days, and when went back to States for 2 weeks, sold everything I owned, and moved back to Ireland. And they actually automatically thought that I was up to something funny and that I had set up work and all this kind of stuff. And at the time, there was no jobs here at all. It wasn't a job at all.
How long ago it was?
It was 93.
Nice.
However many years that was.
Nice few years, yeah.
A few years ago, anyway. But and so I ended up back here a couple weeks later, and they wanted to send me back. And actually, I was meant to be sent back, and I didn't show up when I was supposed to show up to be sent back. They were actually going to turn me around the first day, but I gave them a few numbers, and they rang a few people, and I was actually supposed to go and sign on at the police station, the guard station, in Leash, of all places. And I wasn't supposed to stop. I wasn't supposed to do anything, and like I needed a shower and all this, so I stopped anyway. I stopped in Dublin and stayed there for 6 months. And in the place that I stopped, to have a shower, as you do.
It was a long shower, wasn't it?
Very long shower. It was a good shower. It was one of the ones you have to keep pressing and stuff too, because it was in a hostel. But
That's
it was
right.
hot. It was hot though.
That's right.
You could lean on it. If you do it right, there's a way. You know, there's a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. And the strange thing is that everybody thought it was very strange that an American was trying to stay in Ireland and couldn't stay here because at the time all the Irish were trying to get to America, and it was not long before the World Cup, when the World Cup was in America in '94. So there was many Irish trying to go the other direction. They couldn't imagine an American coming this way, and actually wanting to stay. Couldn't figure it out. So the thing is, I think I was just, they were suspicious of me, the officials, because you know, what are you doing? And the other people were just like, wow, you're just crazy, and well, but like, you want to be here? Wow, that's amazing, you know. But I had a bit of money when I came. I had $1,500 bucks, 1,500 American dollars, or no, yeah, 1,500 American dollars. I forget what it was in pounds at the time, but I think it was I don't know, whatever it was. But the guy in immigration coming in said it wouldn't last me. He's like, that'll last you nothing. I had a month. I had a ticket for 6 months, which you actually can't have, because coming into Ireland you can only get a 3 months visitor sort of thing, you know.
Because if you are going to States as an Irish, you can stay only 3 months there.
Yeah, so it's like a
Revenge.
well, okay. I understand that. We were told we couldn't apply for a long time. You had to spend a certain amount of time in the country. The time that I had spent in the country before that was forever. The time that I actually went in and did it right. And I went in and did it right with my mom, told them the truth, told them what I, that I'd been here for a while and that the guy wasn't, and I was like, all right, well, from now on I got to do this way and all this kind of stuff. And I've been doing it that way. I've been doing the best I can and all this. Actually, I'm lying a little bit because I didn't actually tell him I fucked up, but it's apparent.
Okay.
No, no, but it's apparent on my passport.
So what's the story for now with your citizenship? You are planning it for like 2-3 years longer?
Well, what they tell you is that it's between, I think it's between 6 and 18 months. What it really means is 18 months. And it's been a long time, I don't know how many months.
They tried to take my freedom. They put a stop to me. Back home I don't need it.
Do you think that Irish people are racist?
I think there was quite a few that are, yeah. I know quite a few are. I know quite a few.
Did it happen to you? Did you met someone who was racist to you and like because actually you are a foreigner as I like?
Yeah, but that it's new being American and them giving you a hard time. Like that's only since Bush came in. They used to love Americans.
Did they?
And, yeah, and when I originally came, people would literally kiss your ass, like literally bow down to. Ooh. No, I've had some trouble, and it's been in recent times, or in the last few years anyway. There's some people that come up to me being here without me like trying to say I'm Irish or anything, but saying like, come up and be like, you're not Irish. And I'm like, no, I'm American, but I'm Irish American, I'm Irish descent. Oh, that means fucking nothing. What does that mean? You shouldn't be here, you should go home and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's a bit ignorant. One particular guy, he said, well, you're not Irish if you don't, have the accent. And I said, well, I used to have the accent. My mom moved here 6 years ago, and she's American, so since I have another American talks about it, said like I adapted the accent. So I said, that's not exactly it, is it? And he's like, no, but he's like, well, you weren't actually born here. And I said, well, there's many Irish that went to England and their children were born there, and they come back and live in Ireland afterwards. I said, are they Irish? And he said, of course they are. And I said, well, they weren't born in Ireland, just like I wasn't born in Ireland, but like my family was. My family's from Ireland. My ancestors are buried actually down the road from here, not that far. He kept on me and kept on me. And then he said, well, to be Irish, you have to be born on the soil. I said, so like, is it an African that comes over that you hate when their child was born here? Is he Irish? He said, no, of course not. I said, why not? He said, it's not in the blood. And I said, so it's about the blood. So if it's about the blood, apparently I have the blood. My relatives are from here, so he was like, don't use logic with me. And I'm like, I wouldn't think of it at all, because it'd be useless, Do I feel cool as fuck here?
Yeah.
I used to feel cool as fuck here. I don't feel as cool as fuck as I used to, but it could be early days. I don't know. I'm hoping things will get better. If this all turns out okay, it'll be okay. At the moment, I just felt that I've been up in the air for so long and not knowing what the story is has starting to drive me crazy.
So overall, if you'll have to put like American here and Ireland in here, which one you would choose? Again, if you could reborn or whatever, like America or Ireland?
Well, the hard thing is the fact that I'm not a citizen of Ireland yet. My life here is actually pretty hard. I get a load of shit here, but I prefer it at the same time. So I don't know if it's I'm asking for trouble or what, but I don't know. My life would be a million times easier in America, and I would have tons of money in my pocket, and things would be a lot different. But a ton of money in my pocket's not important to me. I'd like to be able to do it here. I don't know if it's possible, and if it's possible, I'd like to do it here. But like I feel for it here more than I feel for it there. You know, like I don't know. Like I fight for Ireland before I fight for America, which sounds horrible. And I probably should have never said that, but.
This is not the end. It's just the beginning of his life story. If you would like to know more, ask Tim. But for now, listen how he's playing.
Hey, pretty lady, I miss you so much. I miss all the things that you said, mainly a touch. Still see your face in my dreams. I still hear your voice in my screams. Still never know what's behind your cold eyes? What's behind your cold eyes? I fell to the bottom, the bottle of wine. Been wasting my tears over you, been wasting my time. That's when I fell down and cried. Couldn't stop myself if I tried. I still never know what's behind your cold eyes. Some of the things that you said, they really sound cold. They played around in my head and cut to the bone.